welcome back to consecutive day 1041 of a diary of a Runpreneur. And today I want to talk to you about business partners' emotional baggage. So please give us a subscribe, share, like and comment, as the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. All the information about the challenge and how you can get involved is in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1041 of a diary of a Runpreneur. And today it's not so much a rant, it's just something that I struggle with on a continual basis, is that as a serial entrepreneur I have multiple businesses. Due to the fact I have multiple businesses and they're not all with the same business partner, that creates challenges. And I have multiple business partners that all have slightly different expectations of me, and I have expectations of all of them. Now the challenge is with people. Now people are so important. As I always say, the three most important pillars in any successful, scalable and sustainable business is, in no particular order, systems and processes, people and data. Systems and processes and data are pretty black and white, so they either work or they don't, and you can normally fix them relatively easy. Now people, on the other hand, are more problematic because they're so variable. They all have emotions, have personality types, they have their own agendas, and when you have business partners who are at the same level as you in that particular business, obviously you have to be compatible with them and pull in the same direction. Because if you have two or more business partners in a business and you're pulling in different directions, it can create absolute chaos. Now the challenge that I faced recently is that, and I could talk about all my business partners, and they've all got amazing qualities, but they've all got weaknesses. And just as much as I have my strengths and I have my weaknesses, and I'm sure that any partner of mine will think similarly about me in slightly different ways. But the challenge I face is that when business partners you question, the amount of value that they can bring in certain areas. Now, for me, that is a failure on my behalf, because I think, well, that individual is in the wrong seat within the business, and you need to find them and move them into a position where it plays completely to their strengths. Now, it's easy to do that when you've got a team member who reports into you, or into a manager who reports into you. But when it's a business partner, to maneuver them into a slightly different position, they might perceive it to be less important or whatever, creates a huge amount of challenge. And quite often you get some emotional baggage from a partner as well when you do this. And I've had to do it on several occasions, due to performance, due to happiness, due to competency. There's all these types of things that come into the equation, and I've done this to myself. But I suppose the difference is I'm very critically analytical of my own performance, but I'm also of other people. And I think the key is, first and foremost, you need good and great people. If you have good and great people that don't need micromanaging, so important. But secondly, you could have a good or great person who does need micromanaging because they're just simply in the wrong role. So I always go to part B first and try and maneuver them into a better position within the business to allow them to progress and develop as people prior to making any more kind of permanent change. And I suppose the challenges with that is a lot of people are resistant to change. A lot of people have an issue with change, and ultimately you can get kind of emotional baggage from people. And these are, put into perspective, these are people who are like family to me, so you care deeply about them as people, as family members, as business partners, and you want the best for them. But I constantly feel sometimes that I have to drive the lesson to them that you don't want to be the less important role you can do in the business, the more successful we are as entrepreneurs, because we're surrounding ourselves with good and great people who are the most important foundation, or one of the three most important foundations of the business. And that's where I have to constantly remind myself to be the best at outsourcing. Outsource stuff away from me, structure, have the vision, create the kind of idea, and then let my team cultivate and build it. That's what ultimately I need to be the best at. If I want to be the best serial entrepreneur I can be, it's going to be going down that route. And unfortunately, some of My business partners don't see the same thing. They like to see themselves as that power trip, that big, important position in the business. But the reality is, it's about making yourself the least important, which makes the most successful entrepreneur. So anyway, rant over. I'm going to leave it there. The conclusion or the moral to today's story is the most successful entrepreneurs are the ones that are least important to the operations of their business. I was going to say of their business, but it's not true, because the entrepreneur always gives the direction, the strategic goals, which are critically important. But operationally, they are certainly the least important. So anyway, hope that helps. Any questions or comments, drop me a line. I will respond to everyone. Do remember to give this a subscribe, share, like, and comment, as the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. All the information about the challenge, how you can get involved, is in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.